ask is to. A little more. Need to add caption. Caption, but, oh. Okay, yeah, we're good.
Okay, so we'll get started. We have a quorum. And we have quite a number of people here in the audience as well.
As a reminder to turn everyone's phone off.
And that was a really funny reminder to remind me to tell everyone to please put your phones on mute during the meeting. Thank you. Apologies, I'm the first offender. Okay, so without further ado, can we get a roll call, please?
Yeah, we have Chair Gonella,
Here,
Vice Chair Garden.
Here.
Board Member Montanti is currently absent. Board Member Anderson is currently absent. Board Member Roberts.
here,
Board Member Ramirez.
here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. All right, on to public comments. If anyone has any public comments here in the audience or on the video? Anyone? Seeing none, we'll move on to the board comments. Do any of the board members have comments? Is David Anderson on the video? You sure on the waiting room? There's no waiting room?
Yeah, it should be.
Do you want me to text him?
Okay, any board comments from any board members? No, okay, seeing none, moving right along. Is there any correspondence?
Oh, we have none.
No, sorry.
Okay. Moving on to the consent calendar, report on the posting of the agenda, and we'll do that separate because the minutes, there was two. That's the minutes that we have to approve. I think so. Can I get a motion to accept the agenda as it was published?
I move to accept the agenda as published.
A second.
So moved by,
So make sure your microphone's on.
Celia Garten and seconded by Greg Roberts. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Okay, that's unanimous. And approval of the minutes. There are two sets of minutes. There's December 13th, but there's an October 25th, is there not?
November 22nd and December 13th.
Okay,
The other ones were approved.
okay. Do we have a quorum to approve them?
We do for December the 13th.
Okay. All right. Did everyone get a chance to see the minutes? Any questions, issues with the minutes? Motion to approve the minutes from December 13th, please.
I move to accept the minutes of December 13th.
Can I get a second, please?
A second.
Okay, moved by Celia Garten, seconded by Chris Ramirez. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Moving right along. Legislative action. We're moving on to vendor jury here. 5A, Teppanyaki, Juan Cazares. Juan here. Come on up, please.
Sorry, I'll get closer next time.
You know you want it.
We're turning the mic on.
Oh, so just one sit down? No, yeah, sure. Well, I need to be old.
It doesn't matter. Well, it's a- Did you go to the?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Oh, it's a truck.
Mhm.
Nice. Okay, gentlemen, which one of you is going to present?
Well, we're gonna kind of do we brought a plate for everybody, so.
Okay,
You can go ahead and start setting everything.
yeah, and can you please introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Jesse, we're 760 Teppanyaki, this is my Juan Carlos Cáceres, and this is my chef, James.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome.
James Mendez.
You're the chef?
Yes.
Yeah. And we bring we bring Japanese style food for everybody.
Okay, so just take a couple minutes to, while he's setting up, to tell us about your business model and what you're.
Yeah, we're locally owned, operated, we buy local, we go through all the local vendors, you guys gonna get a little taste of our food right now, of what we're gonna bring to the Village Fest here. And like I said, we're trying to bring something more than your average taco truck to Palm Springs greater area. And since we opened, that was our kind of our goal to get into the bigger Palm Springs area.
Mhm.
And here we are now trying to get into the Village Fest, so
And can I ask, where are you operating now?
we're operating out of Indio, California.
Okay,
Yeah,
and where are you actually serving food? Also in India?
yeah, Indio, California, yeah. We have a spot right there where we sell Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we sell lunch also on Wednesday, Thursday.
Kitchen and
Friday.
serving in the same location?
Yeah, we have a food truck.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
it's a food truck, yeah.
Yeah.
So everything's cooked and made inside the food truck. It's fully enclosed.
Smells good.
It's a very cool design on the truck.
Yeah,
too. I think
Thank you.
it's an eye catcher.
Yeah.
People will notice it. It's good.
Yeah, we'll get you guys all, so yeah, our main goal when we started, we opened up 2022 in the beginning towards 2022. And for the most part, we served Tamale Festival employees. We got that just this in December.
Mhm.
We've done a couple operations for the Polo Club out in Indio.
Yep.
We did a couple big events. We just got accepted today to the Taste of Jalisco in Cathedral City.
Oh, nice.
So we'll be doing that. It's a 3-day event. We'll be doing that also.
Yeah.
We've been doing a lot of
Yes.
car shows. We got a dog show that we're doing this Saturday as a event, so.
So would you
I
want to
will
be
say
a,
thank you.
excuse me, a weekly vendor?
Yeah,
I mean,
weekly.
yeah,
Weekly vendor, yeah,
all year long?
all year long,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
We do.
So like I said, we bring something different
Yeah,
to
if you
the
don't-
table besides your average taco, you know? So that was our main goal from the beginning, bring something healthier and some
Oh,
good
okay.
food.
No, no. The old way. Yeah, you're good. Okay, thanks. Bye.
And you
Okay,
mentioned
all right, no
September of
worries.
2022 is when you started.
Yes. Yes,
And so all three of you have worked together.
yeah, and we, since day one, opened up and working together, yeah. And it's, so far, it's been going so good, so.
Very good.
Hope you guys.
Sometimes
enjoy.
I'll pork some-
Yeah, we'll get pork for everybody soon.
Not everybody's comfortable with chopsticks.
And what you guys will be tasting here, we got a New York steak, we got a chicken, and then you got a shrimp. And then we got a fried rice down on the bottom with vegetables and a taste of yakisoba. The
Basically,
yakisoba,
everything,
yeah.
everything we sell just.
Everything we sell on our menu, just portion down to you guys, taste every single
This
bit
is
of
the
it.
sampler plate, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been to Village Fest?
We've been there as a normal people, but as vendors, no.
So you see the crowds?
Yeah, we see the crowds. that was, like I said, ever since we opened that truck, we always said, our main goal, we want to sell in the Palm Springs area, you know? And like,
Will you bring seating for people?
that was gonna bring something that we're gonna bring, because we do have our own seating too for around our own table, so we didn't know what was the process on that, if you guys had seating there for people or what else,
I
but we
think
do.
any seating that you can bring, we like vendors
Okay.
to bring your food for service people.
Okay,
To
yeah,
the seating, that'd be great.
okay,
It was
Yeah.
kind of a standard, pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Everything's changed, world has changed. Where we would ask vendors to bring a table,
yeah,
they'd have a folding table and they'd have seating for it, whether chairs or benches. To at least accommodate their own food, service, so,
Yeah.
that would be great.
yeah, we do, we got tables, we got chairs, we also do a lot of parties. Then we do a lot of catering to parties and we do the full setups, we have all the tables, so. Well, yeah, we'll bring enough tables to have all our seating.
Yeah, so food vendors are normally a 1 6-foot table and 6 chairs minimum, so,
Oh, you could only bring one?
no, that's just minimum.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
So you could
Yeah.
bring more, yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
Hopefully we'll have to bring at least 10 of them out there.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then
Fill it up.
the food, the patrons just kind of eat, it doesn't necessarily have, they all share.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's
So
great.
it might be good for you to, do you have advertising that says you do catering or special events?
Yeah, we have all over our truck, we have our Instagram, nowadays it's all about social media, so that's where we got about
Okay.
2,000 something followers already, so
It's awesome.
every day we get more and more. How do you guys like the food?
It's delicious.
Really good.
You guys ain't gonna try it?
I did.
You know, try it?
I love the spicy chicken.
Oh, it's good.
Right.
How'd you guys like it over here on this?
Delicious. We're sorry you're missing out. This is.
Where's that?
There's a bit of a garlic under
Or split it.
flavor, I think. I love it.
Yeah, a lot of the sauces that accompany the plate, we make all that in-house, so none of
Yeah.
it is purchased.
Down to our yakisoba sauce and everything, it's all in. And then the brown one is just taste of your ginger. We got the yum yum, and he's gonna give you guys the other one and now the Diablo.
Definitely
The Diablo.
restaurant quality, I'd say.
So
Yeah,
is this
thank you.
how you'll present it in this?
That's
type-
how we present it. That's
That's a
our,
sampler plate, so they're not all gonna be exactly like that. It's all gonna depend on what they order at the window, but
Mhm.
that's just the general idea. They all come in single-use plastic
Yeah, that's a
containers
good-
like that.
It's a
Yeah.
good size.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
our
our
small,
smallest portion.
the small portion. We got a bigger portion, yeah. That's a small,
24 ounce plate. They come in 36 ounce plates as well.
yeah, 38. We got 38 ounce and 24 ounce.
Is
plates.
there a veggie version of this?
We could do a veggie, anything for you. Veggie rice, veggie yakisoba.
Your
it's on our
vegetables are
menu.
great.
Oh,
They're
thank
very al dente.
Oh, yeah.
They're not mushy. They're
No,
great.
yeah,
Good job.
everything is cooked, fresh,
Very
on
good
order.
job.
And
We don't
everything
have
from the
nothing
menu can be mixed and matched. So like a lot of
Ah,
people don't like fried rice, they can order a bed of vegetables for the plate.
Yeah,
So everything that's on that plate can be mixed and matched
Oh, that's
to
good to
to the
know.
preference.
Really nice.
That's good to know.
yeah, so,
Great,
and then, like I said, so I was telling you guys, the brown sauce is our ginger sauce. The more orangey one is our Diablo sauce, it's our most popular one. And then the lighter white one is the yum yum sauce. Those are our
Yum,
three, yeah, those are our three in-house sauces, and we make everything from scratch.
Well,
Just a side note about your packaging, the single-use plastic is allowed yet here in the city, but they're talking about possibly going to only, sustainable.
Okay.
So recyclable at some
Okay.
point. You don't need to think about that right now, but just know that at some point in the future, we might upset your business model a little bit by coming to you and saying the city is now mandating that.
So that means like bring our own
We
plate.
encourage it,
be
of course, all the time, but
In paper or some other,
Oh, okay.
as opposed
Yeah,
to
we can change
plastic.
it. We can talk to our supplier and change the packaging at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
try to
understand
stick
it
to
could be
the-
difficult sometimes because some of the recyclable ones are also a little bit porous.
Yeah,
So if you're serving something that is drenched in sauce,
Yeah.
that never works. It
Yeah.
just, you know.
We'll
But,
figure something
Yeah,
out.
okay, but for now, you're right there, we're good for now with this, right? Okay, good. Very nice. All right, so, any other questions? Without further ado, can I get a motion on the floor?
I'm ready to make a motion. Your food is great.
Thank you.
I think it will be a welcome addition to Village Fest. It's unusual. Keep it fresh because
Yeah.
that's what.
Everything-
The veggies are
Yeah,
tremendous.
our food is all 100%.
So I
made
move,
fresh.
that we accept 760 teppanyaki into Village Fest.
So moved by Greg Roberts, and I'll second that. Can I get a vote? All in favor?
I-
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to the Village Fest family. We
Thank
look
you.
forward to having you. We're very excited, especially about the variety
Uh-huh.
and the diversity that it brings to our food model.
And how variable it is. People can get vegetables instead of rice.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great.
And then we also offer, obviously, we got, the one you guys are tasting is our fried rice. That's the most popular one, but we also offer white rice for the people who don't want the fried rice.
and then in the corner of the plate, there's a noodle mix. That one can be ordered with just veggies. So
Yeah,
Ah,
it's
So-
down below.
so
You guys
no
haven't got to
advertising.
that. You guys haven't got
Oh, I'm
to.
just gonna be digging into this.
Yeah.
So there's option of, I wouldn't say it's a vegan option, but it's a vegetarian option.
And we will have pictures of all our food, all our plates on our truck, and then we got a board also made for the front. That's gonna have all our pictures on there. So people
You
could-
guys are all set up.
Faith, we don't
Very
have any
well, right.
karaoke,
We don't.
so
No,
you'll be
this is
the
great.
first.
Thank you.
There
you go.
We're
Good luck.
glad-
No,
we're
come,
glad-
you'll be busy.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So when we start, this Thursday?
You paid the call tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay,
We'll get you in next week.
okay,
Perfect.
all right, thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Nice meeting all you guys.
Best of luck to you.
Look forward to seeing you on the street.
Yeah, come and see us when you guys are out.
Yeah,
there.
We will.
Thank you.
We do. Okay, next on the agenda, we have Missy's Hot Dogs and Catering, Melissa Sperling. Melissa, oh, hi, Melissa.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, we're gonna be so. Jean's home cooking dinner for me.
Text him.
Whatever.
Is Julie coming?
No, it is her birthday and she just
Oh.
called to say, do you have a quorum or do you need me? Because she remembered last.
Hi,
Two
good
Hi.
morning.
weeks ago, she
My
was-
name is Missy.
Hi, Missy.
David, not doing it.
Okay.
We have samples for you
Oh my
as well. Little different than,
Steak and shrimp.
yeah. We have
Nothing wrong with
the.
hot dogs.
all-you-can-eat
No.
I brought a few different of our sample, our menu, pretty much complete our menu. We have 5 on our menu. We have our classic dog,
Get the folder.
and then we do
Give the
a
folder,
Chicago
please.
style.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, we're just looking for the folder.
Sorry about that.
See your-
No, we would-
This is our Chicago dog.
Oh.
They look great.
We take a lot of pride in our, like them, we do everything that we can, to keep it as fresh. And when you come and buy our hot dog, and 2 months from now, you come back to get a hot dog, it's the same hot dog. So we keep it that way, and it's worked for us really well.
Pastrami hot dog.
Yes, we also have just our hot link and the hot dog itself for you to try as well. And then we have the pastrami and the crunch. The flaming hot Cheetos
Flaming
is
hot
very
Cheetos.
popular with the young crowd. I don't know why 5-year-olds love hot Cheetos so much, but hey, they do. So we're
You'll be
doing-
serving in these containers? in a- like that?
These to-go containers are very minimal. We actually just serve in the paper tray.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All of our products.
Okay.
So we try to limit the foam as much as possible. I'm a Girl Scout from 5 years old and save water, save the environment. I'm all about it. So
It's also easier to transport, right? Because people are walking.
yes.
Right.
So
so they don't really have
sometimes they
to
don't
sit
sit
down.
neat and they walk with it, and the hot dog you can actually walk with it. neat.
Yes, we do have a product that moves very quickly
like,
so
yeah,
that
we can
other
do it this
people
way.
can move on down the
Yeah.
line to other vendors,
Yeah.
to the Star vendor.
And I'm eating something, and then I have this container I have to get rid of, and I'm then eating, like, what do I do? And I'd be worried about.
Exactly.
That's perfect, yeah, good.
The prices are really reasonable.
Thank you. We are really trying to stay at those prices with the inflation.
Did you see the prices?
Yeah.
The only product at this point that we use eggs in is probably the bread. So we don't offer a vegan dog per se, only because we do steam them in a cart. And so we don't want a vegan dog steamed with
Yeah.
the meat dog,
If you're a
but
vegetarian,
we-
you won't eat it. aren't you?
Exactly,
I
but we
live with
do
one.
have vegans and
That's why I
vegetarians
made
that come for
salsa,
our
Thank you.
no dog. And so with that, we provide the bun or no bun, and then all of our vegetables.
Oh, okay.
So there is that option as well.
Well, that's good. Okay.
Melissa, are the hot dogs all beef?
They are all beef,
Okay.
100%, yes. So right now he's passing around a Chipotle sauce, my Missy secret sauce. It's Chipotle sauce.
Well, don't tell the secret.
You won't make it perfect. though. And then we'll get you guys some flavors and variety. We do have the spicy hot link as well.
So how'd you get started doing this?
Actually, we kind of found a guy on YouTube that said hot dogs changed his life. And so
Yeah.
that is what we're trying to do. We're trying to just change the way we do stuff. I currently work in the school district.
So you get a
I've been there for 13 years through my kids growing up, and time for a change, time to reconnect with my community. And the surrounding community. So we opened in April of 22, and we've been connecting with all kinds of Riverside County.
Our hot link.
We've
So just
done,
this year.
yes. Mhm.
And where are you
Yeah.
located? Where's your?
Our
place?
home office is in Hemet.
Okay,
So we do a lot of vending in the Menifee, Marietta, Lake Elsinore. We've done Canyon Lake, Riverside, Rubidoux. This will be our first desert area if we can get in. We kind of accidentally fell across the VillageFest, being that we love to come to Palm Springs all the time. And so when I came down to VillageFest, I fell in love. It just brought me so much joy. It was really nice.
These hot dogs are delicious.
You're really
I think
good.
I got a hot one though.
There's
These are the hot
the
links.
spicy
I think they
and
are.
the non-spicy.
Oh.
These are the hot
That
links.
one might be,
Spicy?
no, that one actually looks like it's the regular.
No, it's
The
spicy.
spicy is gonna have some
This one here, you grabbed it.
I did?
colors in
Is
it.
Tastes-
It might have been sitting next to this. one.
Okay, but it's delicious.
It's delicious.
But it
Well, I
doesn't
got
need,
a hot one.
doesn't need Chipotle on top.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really meaty.
Delicious.
Mhm.
And are you looking to be a weekly vendor?
Yes.
Okay.
And are you interested in doing it
No, good.
year round or are you going seasonal?
Like try Chicago.
Year round.
Okay, great.
Oh, my goodness.
Great.
Again,
Again, another great
Yeah.
variety to
Do we have other hot
make
dogs?
our.
in-
We have the Girls Gone Wild sell hot dogs and burgers as well.
But it's not their specialty.
Right.
so, burgers are-
Thank you.
We used to
I
have
think you
a
did a
vendor that
bacon
just sold
wrap.
hot dogs.
Yeah, I believe when we went out there, we looked specifically because, you know, not only competition, but we don't want to step on toes either. So there was a bacon wrapped hot dog and I
Right.
believe a chili dog out there.
Yeah,
But there was like two on the barbecue.
yeah.
His whole grill was
Mostly
burgers.
burgers, yeah.
So I was like, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to.
Absolutely.
Especially loaded like this. I
Yeah.
mean, all these.
Yeah, the
fresh
Chicago
vegetables.
style is very popular, although, bringing that out here to California, we have to sauce it up a little sometimes.
Yeah,
Don't tell anybody that we put ketchup on a Chicago style hot dog.
that's a no-no.
And then this is our pastrami dog. And we do the hot crunch dog too.
What is a hot crunch? dog?
It's basically what our classic dog with relish, onion, mustard, ketchup. Then we put hot Cheetos, Chipotle, mayonnaise and jalapeno pepper.
Wow.
It's something that the kids. I don't know what it is with the hot Cheetos, but every kid wants it.
Mm.
And we're really kid friendly too. And they can afford to buy the kids a hot dog.
Yeah,
And they can go buy the shrimp and
that's one of the things I love about your model. honestly. We have a lot of families who come, and some of the food's a little expensive, like any
It gets
food's
expensive.
Yeah.
expensive, yeah.
So did we see your setup? Are you?
There should have been a picture in with my
I didn't
file.
see it in
I
there.
didn't
It's
see your-
I have it right here.
Okay.
we basically have an old fashioned steamer hot dog cart with the
Mhm.
umbrellas.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that sits outside of our tent. And then all we do is dish or doctor up the hot dogs and give them right there. So our wait time is like really short.
So.
So it moves the line pretty
That's-
quick.
that's
So
good.
then you get to the next vendor, you
Got
know,
it, got it, thanks.
instead of waiting for 5 minutes to get your food.
Do you have seating?
10 by
Do
10.
you have
and
a
then
table and
our
a
We
chair?
get tables, chairs.
That's good.
Most of the people, we've
This
done it at other
particular
events,
location is.
and this is a grab and go, and they're gone.
Yeah,
But we do have tables and chairs.
Tree lighting event.
So the tables and chairs that are in the food court are basically just there to be universal for everyone to use them, but we
Correct.
ask each vendor.
Right.
That looks great. I
So,
love
yeah.
the upside.
Oh,
I
thank
know
you.
exactly what that is.
Believe it or not, we
Exactly.
have a lot of
That's what I was going for.
dog friendly events that we do. So people buy a lot of hot dogs for their dog
Yeah.
constantly. It's really cool.
Oh, it is.
Go feed the dog.
Perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dog Eat Dog's World, there you go.
Yeah, in fact, all this.
Okay, anybody
It
have
was in
any
the-
questions for these good
Yeah.
people
I
here?
just have one more
With the hot
question.
dogs? Yeah.
So you sell the dogs as made up. People can't order inside like this.
Oh, no,
No,
when
it's
we
all
have it, we
customized.
have it all customized. Well, actually, it's on the menu is what it comes with.
That's smart.
But then we can make it to any order. We can take a hot link and make it a Chicago.
Okay.
Or make it a pastrami. And so if they're real picky with something,
Will that slow you down?
Nope.
No? Okay.
no, because they're steamed, so it comes right out of the steamer. And it's handed to us just like a bun, empty bun, and we're ready to go. As we're reading that ticket, she's taking out the order. By the time they read that, we're all right to getting their food.
Great.
So it works out pretty good.
Very good.
Very nice product.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Anyone else, any questions?
I make a motion that we accept Nissy's hot dogs and catering into the Village Fest.
I will second.
So moved by Board Member Barton and seconded by Board Member Roberts. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Opposed? No?
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Village Fest family.
Thank you so
Great
much.
food vendors.
And we'd like to say, we'll see you on the street.
Yeah.
You'll be in touch with Faith and she'll set you up for orientation and
Okay, great.
the like, okay?
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
make
Good,
sure
thanks
you
for
grab
that.
some and we have
Thank you.
drinks as well. for you.
I need napkins.
Just have to around the audience if you're sitting
Yeah.
there.
Yes,
To eat.
absolutely.
Why don't we do that? Yeah. Okay,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. for coming.
congratulations and all the best to you. I
Thank
think
you.
it's gonna be very successful.
too.
Okay, without further ado, next vendor. The Humming Roo, Kate Rebus. And Kate's product, it's in the arts and crafts category, and she's a hand weaver, and she makes scarves and wraps. We did see your video, by the way. Thank you for sending it to us. That's great.
I didn't know if you would see it. I mean, I figured you might, but I know you were doing Zoom meetings, so I didn't know. But yes, thank you very
We're
much.
back,
for having
baby.
me.
We're back now.
Yay, yay.
Zoom is for convenience for everyone else to join us, but we're back.
Well, thank you.
So
very much.
welcome.
Yes, thank you. I don't know really where to start. I'm a hand weaver. I don't know, it's not knitting or crocheting. I work on floor looms. And you saw the video, so you
Yeah.
see what that entails, but
That's a
basi-
huge machine that you have there.
yeah, right there, I have a 45-inch floor loom. And that one I use for certain projects, like for instance, a wrap. You're making a wrap, it's gonna be wider. And this one, I'm having my sister model. This is Annie. Hello. And she's my biggest fan. She's also my marketing person. We love you guys.
Annie, are you gonna move on?
Yeah.
A little sassy, that's good.
Yes, retired.
Comes with retirement.
So like in a bigger floor loom, you're gonna need, that wider weaving width. My favorite loom's a little one that I do a lot of other scarves on and,
Like the one you're wearing.
yes, like this one.
Can you bring some around so we?
Yes, I would love to do
Can
that.
tactile with them?
Let me show you some. This is a lot like what I have on. This is a lightweight mohair. I just like the color of it. I think it's kind of different.
Hey, how long does it take to make something like
You
this?
know, and she asked me that. I was working on it when I was in.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much. That one from start to finish, from what you do is you come up with, I don't want to bore you with people get into shop talk, but you come up with a basic design and you'll do a sampler, which is like a miniature. Or I do that. Some weavers like, I'm not doing a sampler. Well, I believe in them because I'll analyze the sampler and it takes typically maybe 3 or 4 samplers till I land on, this is the design I like. But I tweak the colors, I tweak the yarn. Sometimes I don't like the drape of it. I wish I had a formal background with design school. The funny thing this is, and I name all my scarves, this is Black Magic, which I love this
You
one.
look even better close up because you can
Yes.
see the
Oh,
metallic.
So much
Yes.
great detail and nubbiness. They're so tactile.
Thank you very
Really
much.
special.
Thank you very much.
Colors are beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
The funny thing was my mom was she was a seamstress and she taught clothing and textiles and tailoring at our community college. She was just an amazing person with textiles. And she tried to teach me to sew when I was little and I was so bored. I was like, oh, shoot me now. I just hate this. Annie is actually not a bad sewer, but I was like, oh, so what happened? Fast forward about 30 years and my husband's transferred to Washington DC to work for a year. And I'm like, and I had worked in education, I had a really good career, but I was like, okay, well, that'll be an adventure. I'll leave and go to DC and what am I going to do for a year, So I find this weaving school and I walk in Alexandria, Virginia, really nice area. And they had this floor loom out and they said, well, you can sign up and take this class. And I said, oh, I could never do that. That looks really complicated. And, I'm not really good with that kind of thing. And they said, well, just take a class and try it. So I took a class and I just fell in love, like from the first, it was like a table runner. I'll never forget it. And I just fell in love. I can't even describe it. And I called my mom and I said, Mom, you're never going to guess what class I'm taking. And I'm an impatient person by nature. So she said, well, what? And I said, and her background in school was all textiles and home economics. I said, oh, weaving. And she said, you mean you can sit at a loom and thread it and you don't go crazy? And I said, oh, it's therapeutic. I love it. And she just started laughing. She got the biggest kick out of that. So anyways, I renamed the business the Humming Roo because my mom loved hummingbirds. And and she passed away
So sorry.
2018. Thank you.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
And her nickname was Roo. We called her Roo.
It's so beautiful.
And so Humming Roo is
That's
that
great.
great. So when I go out to my backyard, I get a lot of hummingbirds. We live in Palmdale. And
Hey, I'd like to say, this is what Village Fest is all about.
Absolutely.
Totally artists and craft.
Absolutely.
Quintessential.
Quintessential.
this is what I've been waiting for forever.
And may I make a couple suggestions? If you don't label your artwork, you should. You should put your name on it.
Oh,
And some of those pieces would be worthy to be framed as artwork, in my opinion.
artwork?
I'm telling you,
I never thought
the
of that.
colors are beautiful.
Like,
Really?
like as a shroud like this inside of.
Oh, the ram
shuttle box,
chenille.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question, so,
I do agree with him. I think a label is
Yeah.
Do you
necessary.
mean like a label on the
On the-
product?
You don't have to do it, but it's your work. It needs to be signed.
You know, like a,
I see.
Okay.
Yes, I need to
because this
do
is hand art,
Yes.
this is hand art,
that's
and I,
a hard yarn to work with.
Amazing. So, I had a couple questions. You had mentioned mohair before, and I can sense it, especially in that sort of coral one.
Yes,
Is that mohair as well? What are you working with as far as materials? That's.
you know,
I
that's
wanna
what I love about it. I learned to weave with weaving yarns, which are pearl cotton, the sturdy stuff, all the sturdy stuff. I took classes in
Yep.
Pennsylvania, everywhere. And then when I moved back to California, I said, well, what if you took some weaving yarns for structure because you need them?
Yep,
They're structural yarns. And what if and then I discovered knitting yarns, which I never really got to play around with color art growing up. My family was very sports education. That's what you do. You don't really, we didn't have a lot of opportunity to dabble in anything. So I started discovering all these yarns and I went berserk and I was on eBay and I was like, oh, and then I discovered novelty yarns, and so what I did was I like mixing yarns into designs. Like this one does have more of a mohair
yeah.
and a rayon. I use a lot of
I
rayon.
love the ribbons. Oh, my God. the
Yes,
ribbons
ribbon
are-
yarns are wonderful. Yeah, but what I do is like in this design, there's probably at least 12 to 15 yarns in this.
Yeah,
And so it's a complex design.
did you tell us how long it takes you to do that?
I'm sorry, this from start to finish, pretty much to do the design work and then to weave about 20 hours with the design work included. Once it's designed, it's still about a good 12 hours to do that route.
what is the yarn that you use for the chenille? Is it
Rayon chenille.
Rayon? Okay, yeah. well,
Yeah, I love, that's a big people pleaser because you get it off aluminum, it's a little bit firm. You put it through the wash and it becomes this silk, like this velvety, but it's a very difficult yarn to weave with.
I don't want to tell you how much I paid for mine.
It's
And I
evil,
bought
yeah.
it in the early 90s. I'm gonna still wear it, but yeah,
Oh, really?
beautiful. It's. and
You
that's-
can't even see where the
No.
individual threads are in that.
Yeah, like you can tell what
can
threads
really
run
tie
through
it
the loom
off.
by this.
Yeah,
These are the
but I'm
threads that are
saying-
running through the loom.
It's,
Then it's woven in two different colors. It's woven in a fuchsia and transitioned to a red.
Do you have ample inventory built up?
No, that's the problem for me.
Yeah.
My friend, I have a friend who told me about your event and I've been waiting forever to do an event like this. Where we live, we don't have many of these. I've done some craft fairs and stuff.
I asked about inventory. if she-
Yeah, and my friend told me about this event and I said, that's a great, it just sounds so wonderful. But the problem is to build inventory, it takes a while. So like when they asked, what would you do? I'm really interested in doing anything I can the next few months. I mean, a show or two, and then doing the 6-month one that goes from, I think it's October to March. But I couldn't do that every week or every other week. It'd be more like maybe once a month to be realistic with what I do.
Okay.
It's a slow art form. It's not,
Yeah,
I mean, I've had friends say, why don't you mass produce it? This is what I was gonna tell you. This is the thing I was gonna tell you is, these are a lot of my designs are limited edition, one of a kind. I can maybe replicate a design maybe 5 or 6 times. The reason is the yarns are frequently discontinued. I spend a lot of time, and good thing I enjoy this, hunting down yarns. I'm like, oh, they discontinued X, Y, and Z in this design. Now I go on all these sites that I
Buy them
know.
online here.
I'm hunting them, and sometimes I can't get them. Sometimes I just try to find a substitute. So anything like I put up my website a few months ago when I renamed everything. And I had my people calling me, well, you can't order anything on your website. Are you crazy? Why don't you set it up for that? E-commerce. And I said, because in a year, what you see on there won't look the same. I won't have the same exact yarns in a year. It'll look similar, but not really exact.
so you'd like to come maybe monthly for.
I was hoping to get in sometime in the next few months if I could get
Well,
in.
You could
Yeah.
probably get in the next couple of weeks, sure,
Yeah, it'll be easy enough.
but you wanted to come.
And then I was
By
thinking
the
more
season?
like when October through
Okay,
March, just
Okay.
because I gotta work on inventory
Right.
and
okay. So more
things like what you
seasonal.
said, the labels and care cards and all those things I don't have right now.
Faith, Do we already have a fee structure that can accommodate? the model?
We do.
Perfect. Great.
It's a beautiful product.
Absolutely.
And I think it would be so cool, and I don't know how difficult it would be to transport your loom, but to even have that as a piece
Oh,
in your
yes,
booth to
that's a
have
great
people see
idea.
that. this
People
is
love
gonna
that.
be-
I used to go to our
course.
fair up there and do that, and people, the men were all intrigued with the loom mechanics. A lot of men, not really women.
I
which was
worked on one
interesting.
in college. I had a few art classes that had art, that had looming in them, yeah, and I worked on a floor loom just like the one that you.
Oh, wow. Did you like it?
Very much, but I was curious as to how you source the yarn because I was in New York, so I can go into New York City and just source the yarn. Is there a place for you to source it here as well in LA, like in a
You
design
mean
center?
a manufacturer I use or a?
No, just in the design center. I used to go in the design center in New York City. There were stores that had all loom equipment and yarn. So it's
Right.
pretty amazing.
I wish.
I mean, you're
there
not gonna
was-
find that in Palm Springs, I'm
Silk,
sure. We don't have a gap.
Yeah, they had a rep out here who's living in LA, and I think he was from Silk City, and I did go and buy some stuff
Yeah.
from him. What I do is I try to wholesale, like, I do have an account with Silk City, which is in Patterson, New Jersey.
Yeah.
There's Prism Yarns in Florida, there, she does amazing dye work. I've just started getting more of her stuff.
Oh, great.
Other things like Jagger Spun Wool, which is a big one, and Trendsetter. But I don't, as far as stores out here, when I lived back east, I found more than
Yeah.
I'm finding out here. I have a lot of trouble finding things out here, except there was a place in, down by Anaheim, I'm losing the name, that was really good, and then I think the owner passed away, and I called to ask about something I had already, and they said, we don't have that anymore.
It's a unique business.
I'm always finding
Fading
stuff.
away with the internet, yeah.
So frustrating.
Okay,
Did we ask where you're from? What's your home?
Palmdale,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, you did say that a minute.
yeah.
I heard Palm in there somewhere as well.
so anyone have any other questions for these ladies? Or we're for Kate, I should say, but Kate and her model.
And, yeah, Annie.
You never knew you were gonna be a runway model. did you? Okay,
I
so,
make a motion that we accept the Humming Roo into the Village Fest.
okay,
I'd love to second.
okay, so moved by board member Thornton and seconded by board member Ramirez. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you
Opposed?
very much.
Beautiful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to the
Appreciate it.
Village Fest family.
Your
We're
mother
looking
would be very
forward to
proud.
beautiful items. And, the fact that she's gonna build inventory and just be here periodically. It'd be good if we know, and if on social media, because we do have a social media presence, if we can actually announce when you're gonna be here each time, because people will get to know your product and then they're gonna wanna know when you're here.
Right.
And they're used to coming and finding people just whenever they want them, because most people are here every week. So we could probably help you with that a little bit.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
That's
Thank
great.
you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a dream come true for me. Thank you.
Congratulations.
So much faith.
I love the sister act, by the way. I'm very close to my sister. so
That's all right. Thank you for helping me on the phone all this time.
Can we mention?
Yeah. And anyone who's already presented, if you'd like to leave, you can. If you'd like to stay, you're more than welcome to stay, but you're not compelled to stay. I know that some of you have quite a drive, so. Okay,
Thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any of you want some sodas? We have sodas and some waters.
I would love a
I
water.
would love a water also. Thank you.
See, that's where they came in. Is your water?
Pepper, right?
Thank you so much.
Lifesaver.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, Omar Ruiz and Myra Gill, it's a food service. Churros, coffee, ice cream, water, hot chocolate and topping. Chocolate Churreria, I guess. My Spanish is terrible. Bad language.
For this property, because we didn't bring a lot of inventory and also
That's
the
okay.
ice cream
No problem.
Yeah, yeah.
might be a little bit melted.
No problem. No problem.
So we made,
No,
Churros?
ice cream vendors.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That word. So this is like a homemade, so we're make homemade churros. Actually, it's actually a family recipe for my grandma from that I learned. And that's kind of where it kind of started, and it started in
Okay.
2020. So we kind of had I kind of learned from her, and it's been passed from my grandma to my mom. And I just like, you know what? I have a passion for cooking. I do it for friends and family, and we do for catering events right now.
yeah,
So this is kind of next, one thing I could try it on.
So do you make them on site? Because there's nothing better than walking into a fair festival and smelling churros.
Yeah, no, we believe in
Yeah,
know, I'm fresh made, so, because that's what we're kind of, we don't like nothing packaged, so we'll do like fresh made that. And then we're kind of local here,
So you have a deep fryer that you just fry?
Yes.
We fry 'em, yeah.
Yeah.
So we believe kind of more fresh. This, of course, we just bought it for now. I have a family friend who owns a date, so we try and make like a Palm Springs date with dates and stuff and.
Yeah.
And
We
guayaba.
we have different, we don't, not everything is homemade, like as you can see there, we use a little bit of like the drizzles that we have store bought. But we do have more specialized ones. This is a pumpkin one, and this is a guava.
That you've made.
Yes. So if you wanna take some of that and pass it down like this, we didn't bring a lot. If you wanna try it, that one is guava and the other one is, pumpkin. There's some boards,
I couldn't possibly.
right? And then the other thing that we do is we do make the churro into,
A funnel cake.
a funnel cake. And it has like toppings on top as well.
What a
So it's
cool
a churro
idea.
funnel cake.
Oh.
That's a
So,
cool idea.
Yeah, and so we have, it has whipped cream on top, a scoop of ice cream, drizzles to your choice. We did bring a little bit of peanuts, but yeah, everything is customizable. You can get just a churro or you can get
Thank you.
toppings.
Okay, so. And we do make them a sandwich as well. There'll be like a sandwich churro
A
as well.
churro
Like an ice
sandwich
cream
with ice cream, yeah.
Oh, there's a new restaurant in town here.
Oh, really?
Oh, that was
It's very good. It's called Clandestina. Have you guys been yet?
Is it on the backside?
Yeah, it
Facing the
faces the
museum?
graffiti.
The museum?
Yeah, it faces like the graffiti part. And that's one of their desserts is a churro ice cream sandwich. They only have like 4 or 5 different
And then
desserts.
there's some forks here.
Clandestino.
Is it Megan?
Oh, yeah, really good.
I'm gonna write that down.
Clandestino. Because once they build it, it's gonna be clandestino.
I'm just gonna go natural.
So right now, we're just gonna do like private events only,
We usually just cater.
Cater
do
for like a
big trays type of. deal.
bachelorettes
Yeah.
or, for weddings, it's like sometimes they want something
Like
sweet.
a big tray,
Big
yeah.
trays, or we do like house calls. So more of a private thing.
Kids parties.
Kids parties as
Yeah.
well. That's what we're kind of doing more.
Let me try the guava.
It tastes like a jelly donut with the guava. It's
It
amazing.
does. Your churros are perfect.
The
That's
churros
my
are
diet.
delicious.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Try the guava, it's amazing. Makes it
Take my
taste like
grandma.
a jelly donut. Both are good, actually. The pumpkin's very interesting, it's different. Delicious, guys.
banana.
Really,
Yeah.
really good. I think it's gonna also be really cool that people can walk up and watch you make them,
Yeah,
especially with their kids. It's a
Right.
great thing.
And did you tell us where you're from?
yeah,
Actually,
Cathedral City.
we're from Pacific,
Yeah.
so we're looking
We're
at.
locals,
Born
yeah.
and raised here for over 35 years and we're trying to be more in the community as well. So, participate with the cities and, around other cities as well. But we actually we've been wanting to be here at the Palm Springs. We just kind of,
We've
was
just
new
been
to
busy
us.
doing doing little parties, a trade. We do a lot of catering, so big trades type of deal.
Yep.
But yeah,
and our goal is eventually to open like a mini shop.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a
And
little.
then you sell
restaurant.
your product to
Yeah.
any stores or bakeries or anything?
You know,
Right now?
I have a friend who's actually kind of started it, my friend Marcel from Gambino's Crepas.
Yeah.
But he was like, hey, Omar, why don't we do a pop-up? And so we did a kind of like a little pop-up and it was kind of really busy. So we're not from there. That's kind of where we just kind of got hey, why don't you do something like that?
Great idea.
Yeah, but yeah, the goal is definitely to open like a little.
That's a great idea. That's a
With like
great-
hot chocolates, like,
great way to move
Yeah.
things
That'd
along.
be perfect.
Like good.
yeah.
We were looking at a spot, but unfortunately they took the spot. And
It's difficult because we're hoping to find something that already has a kitchen, just
build out,
because
yeah.
to build a kitchen is really expensive,
Mhm.
and that's really hard to come by. So if that's not an option anytime soon, we'll probably just save up a little bit more money because we'll have to construct the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's
You know,
pretty
this is a
expensive.
great way to start,
Yeah.
because, I mean, I'm thinking of Smash Burger, they were, you know, in Village Fest, and then they went into the Hilton, and now they're in
Yeah,
their own store.
right.
So it's a great way to kind of introduce.
Oh, heyday.
Heyday.
Yeah.
Heyday, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Smash.
And
Burger.
as a matter of fact,
Right,
they're moving from the
I
Hilton
saw that.
into a larger restaurant space with a fuller menu now.
So this is a great way to get
Yeah.
the community kind of behind you and become, you
Yeah.
know, customers and.
Part of the
Right.
community, yeah.
So that,
Yeah,
that's
so
kind of our
that's-
product, and we're just trying to, we're gonna complement with hot chocolate,
Yeah.
Coffee.
coffee
Perfect,
and stuff like that
perfect,
as
yeah.
well.
Awesome.
Excellent, okay. Any other questions for these fine people?
I love it. I think this will be a great addition to the funnel cakes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna smell nice on the street.
Yeah.
Great, okay. So without further ado, can I get a motion on the floor?
I'll make a motion to accept Sokolati into the Village Fest family.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Appreciate it. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
so moved by board member Ramirez, seconded by board member Garten. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any
Thank
opposed,
you.
no. Congratulations, welcome to the
Thank you.
Village Fest family.
Thank
We're making this look easy tonight. And an excellent product, and it's, you know, homemade stuff like this.
And I will leave it here.
And
Yeah, we
things,
can do that.
things that like amaze the kids, they love,
Yeah,
a lot of families.
Would you like to try that? Cheryl? Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Welcome, thank you, guys.
delicious.
One of our audience members sat there, Charlie, and went, okay.
Yeah.
Because we were here oohing and ahhing. Okay, excellent. All right, our next vendor up is Lauren Wolfer from the Palm Springs Cultural Center. For a nonprofit category promoting nonprofit selling tickets and memberships.
So,
Or you-
should I sit or stand or whatever?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
I'll sit,
And-
that's.
And for those of you who may not know, the Palm Springs Cultural Center is formerly known as.
Oh, the historic Camelot Theater.
Exactly, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Carry on, Lauren. Tell us a little bit about what you want to do at Village Fest.
Yeah, so good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. Again, my name is Lauren Wolfer. I'm here on behalf of the Palm Springs Cultural Center. So we are an arts and cultural nonprofit organization that was founded in 2007. And our headquarters is the former Camelot Theaters. Of course, we still have, we're home to the film festival and a lot of different, wonderful film, like other film festivals is Cinema Diverse and our Film Noir Festival. But we have a really wide variety of programming as well. There's always things happening at the Cultural Center. We have live music events, lecture series, we have live theater. Now we also have a bi-weekly classical music series. Basically, there's just a lot that we want to get the word out about and connect with the public. And we also, are like Village Fest, consider ourselves an incubator. So, we always want to make ourselves available to the public, as a resource. And that's one of the most rewarding things about our work is having folks that come, with an idea that we're able to help produce and get off the ground. So this is just a really wonderful way for us to connect with the community and have more of a presence. So what we're envisioning for a booth would be something very straightforward. It would basically be a staff member with some volunteers, a collection of flyers, posters. We might have some, iPads to do some other kind of engagement and have that on hand in case someone did want to purchase a ticket to something or, purchase a membership, that we would have that available as well. But basically it would be an outreach booth for the cultural center.
It's a great center. I've been to several events there, the upstairs music, and it's like a little bar area upstairs. It's really
Like a lounge, yeah.
like a
very
lounge.
cool.
We have great
Yeah.
variety of music. And I think it's a great thing to promote for the city, for people who don't know. There's a lot going on there.
Yes, thank you.
Lauren, are you finding that the tickets are selling out, and you're doing this really just for more exposure of the name, or are you also doing this to up the price?
Both, it really depends on the program. We have, again, such a variety. I mean, we're home to the vintage market, which is
Yeah, I know.
huge. We're home to the farmer's market. We have the lounge, which is a smaller space that, will sometimes sell out. Our live theater is an 125 seat theater, so sometimes that sells out. But again, if it's, we have a brand new theater company, our first LGBT focused theater, not the first, but I mean the brand new LGBT focused theater company that has started here at the cultural center, and it's, they're doing really well, but we want to again find all the different avenues to connect people
Mhm.
with our programming.
It's great. We love having you here in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. Likewise.
So any questions for Laura? Okay. All right,
I move that we add the Palm Springs Cultural Center. to the
and I'll
list.
second. So moved by Board Member Roberts, seconded by myself, and all in favor, aye. Unopposed. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
everybody.
Welcome to the family, and I'll say, we'll see you on the street.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
And we're very happy to have you promoting the cultural center. Okay.
Thank you.
Next up, Juicy Roots, Dominique Armstrong.
I'm so sorry, you just wanted.
Oh, you're fine.
I didn't want to leave my water. No, thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Hi, guys, thank you for having me. Alrighty, so I have some products here. I'm gonna pass out some cards that kind of go in detail about what our products do, the purpose of them.
Mhm.
So on the front here, you'll see our products, and on the back, you'll have some descriptions about our soaps and what they can do. So everything that we have, we want you to feel a difference. Here you go, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Alrighty, so I'm Dominique. I have my husband back there, Darnell, and our 5-year-old son. He has a brother coming in July.
Wow,
So I will be getting big and fat. Thank you. Pretty soon. Alrighty.
I hope he's not a Leo because
He's a Leo, so help
we're a
us.
problem.
Yes,
I know.
yes.
I
My
know,
dad's a
because I
Leo.
am.
Yes, I was raised by a Leo, very challenging, but I love that man. He was a fighter, and he was strong. And he holds us down.
Good.
So we have a Cancer coming, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Nice and easy water, just like my husband saw. Yes.
That's good. Good.
So, a few years ago, I ended up losing my hair. So it did come out, and that was due to hormonal imbalances.
Mhm.
So it runs in the women in my family. For some reason, if our hormones are out of whack, it'll just pop out.
Wow.
So when I first met my husband, I never let him see my real hair at all. I just was like, no, no, thank you. I'll just keep my little wig on. And I think one day he ended up seeing me without the wig. So of course I had a total meltdown, and I was all embarrassed, and he was really cool about it. He was like, no, let's see. I think you look fine, he really taught me how
Right
to
answer.
love. Yes. He's a very nice man, and he really
Happy
taught me
wife,
how to-
happy life.
Yes. He did it right, he really encouraged me to love myself as myself.
That's beautiful.
And so,
Really beautiful.
I started investing in products, he encouraged me why don't you try to grow your hair back? So I started to, I went to YouTube University and did every tutorial and did every, I bought every product, and my hair got worse. I developed eczema here, behind my knees, just weird areas. And I didn't understand what was going on. So after further research and going to doctors and things, it was the chemicals in the products that were harming me. So I found a lady's organic brand, and I went to Darnell and I said, hey, this is $500 for everything. Can I get it? You know what I mean? I want to try this. And he said, go for it. But she was sold out, and I just gave up. I was done. And he just, he saw me kind of sitting there moping on the couch, and he said, listen, what do you want your hair to do? So a little bit of background on Darnell. The first time I saw a 3D printer was in 2015, and it was in pieces. And I'm stepping over screws and stuff. But when I come home, I see this thing, so I see something printed out. He built an incubator from scratch for chickens, for chicken eggs, and hatched healthy chickens. He was like, I don't want to garden one day. So he built a greenhouse, and we have all this stuff, all this food that he grows. So I knew pretty much that his cogs were turning. So he said, what do you want your hair to do? And I said, well, I want it to grow and kind of fast. I'm tired of waiting. But waiting my whole life. We always had really short hair and I'm just tired of feeling like this. You know, I want it to be soft, I want it to be manageable, I want it to be healthy. He said, I'll be right back. So he goes to the store and he comes home with all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, you know. So he's in there mixing and churning and I'm hearing blenders and all this stuff going on. And I'm like, okay, you know, he's doing something. I'm gonna hand him some sample sticks. So he presents me with something, a spray bottle or something. So I said, you know, I don't really like this. It's kind of too oily. I'm not really feeling it. So a few days later, he gives me another one. You know, it's kind of, I didn't like the smell. It was, you know, it was a lot of back and forth with this. So one day he hands me a bottle and I said, okay, I'm gonna try it. You know, I have nothing to lose. So when I sprayed it onto my hair, I noticed it was very soft, like immediately. And I was just like, okay, this is different. I like this one. I like how it smells. I like how it feels. I want to use this. I want to use this one. So after using it, after about a month, I noticed that my bald spots were starting to fill in. I didn't feel that skin anymore. I was like, okay. So a couple months after that, I'm noticing, okay, I feel something on my neck. Thought it was a bug, but it was my hair. I was like, okay, that's good. So after 10 months, I had my first full healthy head of hair, like a big afro, big, you know, I've never seen my hair like that. So I said, wow, I said, this is it. So this is the stuff. This is it. This is what he made. So we sell it in 8 ounces and a 2 ounce for those who just want to try and give it a test run. So I'd like to pass these around. If you would like to feel the consistency, you are more than welcome. I would say probably use this one, better distribution. You only need about a drop. Just roll it in your fingers. Give it a smell. It's going to be minty. So this is our multi-use conditioner. So I use that as just a leave-in, something that I would just kind of like spray and go. And then whenever I wash my hair, I would use it as like a hair mask, really just let it soak up in there, you know, wash it out and just, you know, get refreshed. And that was the very first product that he made. So my friends who knew I was bald headed forever, you know, they were like, whoa, like your hair, it's changed. What happened? So, you know, I just told them, hey, you know, Darnell made this stuff and it's awesome. And yeah, I've just been using that. It's all natural, you know what I mean? No junk. I know what's in it. And I could see it being made, you know what I mean? And this is what's worked for me. So I ended up going on vacation with one of my girlfriends. And she's of Mexican background, totally different hair than mine. So we're in the snow in Oregon and she was like, dude, your hair is all jacked up. Like, give me some of that spray you got. I see you using it over there. And I said, okay, now this is just for me. I don't know what's going to happen to you, but I'll let you try it, you know. And at first I was really squeamish. She was like, just give me that bottle. You know what I mean? I want to use this. So she put it in her hair and I saw it go from like, you know, kind of lank and, you know, kind of straight and not really much going on to just her waves just kicked up. And she said, what is this? I said, well, this is what Darnell made. She said, make me some. So a lot of my girlfriends, again, just started to come over and try this stuff and use it. And their hair started to change. So we were making them bottles, giving it to them. And that's kind of how we got started. So Juicy Roots was not intentional. We did not plan to go into business, but when I saw their hair change like mine did, I mean, it changed for the better. Their hair was getting thicker, it was getting stronger, it was healthy. And, you know, I was scared, but I said, well, let's try this. So this is what we did. So we have
tell us a little bit about the rest of your line.
So this is Thick and Healing Raw Butter. She was featured in Essence Magazine in the top 10 moisturizers. And I'm talking about with Pantene, Pro V, big heavy hitters. So we got number 7. Nice. So this one specializes really in just like, if anything's so dry, it's uncomfortable. Again, we have 2 ounce and 8 ounce sizes. So this is best for elbows, knees, and toes. Please sample it. Put a pinprick size on the back of your hand and give it a rub. This is for anything that is so stubbornly dry. And this is the one that really helped me with my eczema. So as you see, you know, no more dry, redness, patchy. We really want this to go in and sink into you. And a pinprick size, guys, serious. Pinprick, just a little bit. Put it everywhere. So its purpose really is to be a healer. If anything is red, itching, or burning, or inflamed, this is the one you want to use. This is very popular for a lot of children right now that are dealing with eczema, similar problems, psoriasis, even rosacea, things like that. She is best for inflammation. Up next, this is Light and Creamy. She's my favorite. I like her because she has naturally a lot of vitamin E in her. So she's really good for anti-aging. So a lot of ladies like to use this on their faces and necks. It really helps with a lot of wrinkles, discoloration on the skin. So that one's a good brightener and a good moisturizer. Good moisturizer under makeup as well. He's very popular.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
These products smell really good and I like the ingredients. Do you make these yourself? And if so, where do you make them?
So we live in Victorville and we just do make them at home.
So do you have any pictures of that
Do you have a
show?
workshop or you do it just in your kitchen?
We actually do this in our kitchen, but we do sterilize. We have gloves, we have things that we
There was,
wear, all this hair. Sorry. So these are things we're just, again, still very small, you know what I mean? So it's just us.
I didn't see any pictures of
Yeah,
them.
so you sent me picture or the video.
Yes,
I couldn't
yes.
Get the video working.
Okay,
But she was previously approved right before we shut down.
okay.
Yes.
And she hadn't, unfortunately.
But you did see videos
Oh,
of
yes,
them making.
yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
all right, great. That was my only concern.
No, you know, you're just fine. Any other questions are welcome.
I didn't mean to interrupt your flow.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
This is very emollient. It's very
Yes,
rich.
yes, you got it right. These are emollients, miss. We want to draw moisture in, but more importantly, we want them to sink in and do the work. We really want you to see some type of result after using our products. This is really not.
Are they good as
easy.
foot cream as well? Like the
They
extra
are.
thick
I would
one?
recommend this one right here.
Got the
Again,
head-
elbows, knees, and toes.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got it. Yes.
Well, heels.
You got it. You got it, sir. And then lavender, she's just a good soother, a good basic moisturizer. She was actually requested by a lot of our customers. So a lot of them use them for their kids at night, very relaxing. You don't have to minimize it to that, but you know, when it's yours, you do what you need. And then we also have some soaps here. They're a little bit different in property and purpose. So this one is actually our spearmint bar. Again, really good for irritation, popular with kids right now. You know what I mean? This is a very soothing soap. If you have sensitive skin, I also have a Choco Top bar. She has cacao, a lot of turmeric in her. Brings a lot of blood flow to the skin and scalp. You can also use these on your hair for sure. And then she's best if you take a shower and you tend to be dry afterwards. You know what I mean? You're just like, what happened? So she's gonna be putting some moisture in. And then we have our lemon bar. She's more of filled with bentonite clay and turmeric. So she's more of like a skin detoxer. We want you squeaky clean.
It's interesting how you refer to your products as she.
Yes, they all have personality, you know, they all have a job to do. And that's Juicy Roots. So again,
She was
wasn't it?
approved already, right?
She was, but it had been
Oh,
3
yeah.
years.
Yes, I came to the last board meeting before you guys were shut down for
Okay.
in person, the
Was it
very
same product?
last.
Like exactly
Yes,
product,
the
nothing
same
changed?
stuff.
You have a year to start, but we would have given.
They're beautiful to look at.
Thank you very much. So really, when you come to our booth, what you can expect is really more so like education about what they're for.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We want to hear about what you're going through so we can point you in the right direction rather than just selling you any old thing. Again, we're just really, we really want this to work for you, like how it worked for me and all the people that I
This
know.
stuff stays on. I can see how it would be.
one for the heels.
I have eczema periodically.
Oh, wow,
I could
okay.
see how this would combat,
Moisturizer.
You
really
got it.
keep it moist.
We want to keep you moist, take away some of that irritation, that itch, you
Right.
know what I mean? Because I'm a scratcher, unfortunately.
I get
yes.
it on my hands.
I got you, miss. So we do want this to last, you know what I mean, especially through some hand washes and things like that. So again, more medicinal in purpose rather than cosmetic.
So, where else are you marketing these products right now?
Currently, we're in College of the Desert. We also do a lot of affairs, like we've actually have a vendor here named Ludamy. Do you remember him? So he makes the hand pops and things like that. So we've been with him at the Los Angeles County Fair. He's actually the first vendor that referred us here years ago. And it was because of him, we made a lot of upgrades due to his suggestions. He's a really great guy. He helped us out a lot. Yeah, God bless him. He's really cool. We also do Orange County Fair. We were in Palmdale. We live, so we're next door in Victorville. We actually just did the Antelope Valley Fair. So we were there in the buildings. We started at farmers markets, a lot of farmers markets. Street fairs, Simi Valley Street Fair, whew. We've been doing this since about 2016, so we try to get around. I know this Thursday, we're going to Arizona for a home show.
Wow.
So we try to get around, we try to stretch out just to really introduce ourselves and to let people know what we can do.
So who will be manning your booth?
Me and my husband.
Okay,
So as
so-
you see, it's a family affair.
Okay,
We
so
go
you
everywhere.
wanted to come seasonally, or how do you?
We
want
would
it?
like to come yearly if you
Yearly.
guys have the
Okay.
space. So we are open, we do this full time. This is our life now. So,
It's a long drive for you though, every week.
we're not worried about it.
Okay.
We don't worry. We drive everywhere.
Okay.
We live in the car. It's okay. As you see, my son is kind of used to this sort of thing, which is, to be 5 for him, he's just, this is what we do.
Okay,
And that's it.
All right.
all right, so any other questions? Well, without further ado, let's put a motion on the floor. I'll make a motion that we reapprove
God bless you.
Juicy Roots to finally actually attend Village Fest. Can I get a
And
second?
I will second.
Seconded by Board Member Gordon. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, congratulations.
Thank you very much for your time, you guys. Appreciate it. Oh, yeah, please.
And as we say, we'll see you on the screen.
My God. I can't even open my pen now. My hands are so.
It's Lisa Moran here, Guide Dogs of the Desert.
Yeah. I'm where that came from.
Hi.
I'm Lisa Moran and I'm from Guide Dogs of the Desert. I'm the volunteer coordinator. And we would like to do an informational booth. This is my
I was
granddaughter,
gonna say,
Kaylina.
did she leave her product here? Is that?
Oh, no, she gave it to
Oh,
me.
she gave it to you.
She's my granddaughter, but she's also volunteered. I rope her into all sorts of fun stuff. And I brought you some samples of the things that we have on our booth. Oh, you want to just take them pass them out? That would be awesome. Put her to work, right?
Yep.
I don't know
Thank you.
how familiar you all are with Guide Dogs of the Desert. We have been in business 50 years. And as a
50?
lifetime,
50.
As a lifetime resident of Palm Springs, I've been around since they started. And they, in my head, I kind of thought, okay, well, that's cool. They get a dog, they train it, and then they give it to a blind person, and it's all good, and that's not the case at all. I started in June to revitalize the volunteer program because they hadn't had a volunteer program in about 5 years. COVID and all of that just messed everybody up. So our mission is to bring information to the valley and get people to know us. We provide guide dogs for the visually impaired, which increases their mobility and their independence, and then, of course, companionship. The process is an amazing one because we do everything from breeding the dogs all the way through the lifespan of the dog. We are a nonprofit, so all our funding is private donation. And every step of the way is very complex and well put together, well thought out, researched, managed. And we have students who come to campus from across the United States, everything from 18 years old to 80+ years old. They stay on our campus for 28 days. And the admissions director says they have boot camp for 28 days. We feed them, we house them, we provide them with the guide dog. We give them all the equipment needed, the harness and all of that kind of thing. And we intensively train them with their guide dog free of charge. The only
Wow.
thing the students pay for are transportation to the school. That's it. The rest of it is on us. In fact, we have a new class starting next Sunday. They'll be coming in, and graduation will be February 11th. I'll send it to Faith, an invitation, and so she can invite all of you to come, but the process is absolutely amazing. The facility is absolutely amazing. Has anybody ever been to the facility? Have you?
I would like to speak, though. I
Okay.
can't contain myself. I
Okay.
think the work you do is phenomenal. I don't know you,
Thank
but one of my neighbors mentored one of your dogs, Bob Hooven,
Okay,
mentored Annie.
okay, Annie. I know
I have
Annie.
never seen anything from so incredible from a puppy who acts like a puppy. When Bob released the dog back, Annie was to the point where when she put her vest on to go to work, she worked. She did not pay attention to other dogs. She did not pay attention to other people.
Right.
I am just so proud you're here.
Oh, thank you.
And I think the work you're doing is incredible.
Thank you.
And so
Thank you.
I support you 110%. And I wanted my colleagues to know
How
this,
wonderful.
this makes the world a better place.
That's
You
awesome.
have a testimonial right here.
Yeah, we have what we call puppy raisers. And the first 3 weeks of the dog's life, well,
Not all
They-
dogs make it. I
not all dogs make it, but we have a new program. The first 3 weeks, well, we have breeder hosts. They bring and breed the dog. And then when the dog gives birth, a team from our kennel and wellness center go with the dogs to the vet. And sometimes up as far as Los Angeles, because we have certain vets that we work with. And assist with the birthing of the pups. They bring them right back to the facility. Somebody stays with them for 24/7 for 3 weeks. And starts socialization, stimulation, all of that. Then at about 4 weeks, they go to our puppy den, where they stay until they're 8 to 10 weeks old.
Are they
About
weaned from their mother at 4 weeks? 4 weeks?
that process starts at the puppy den. And they do a little bit of both, very gradually weaning them of their mother. And they get further socialization and desensitize them to all sorts of touch and surfaces and all of that kind of thing. Then they go to puppy raisers. They're all volunteers. We have about 130 puppy raisers, Arizona, Washington, Oregon, whatever. We puppy raised Jake. We're puppy raising Jake. Huh? Oh, you can, if you want to, she'll show you a picture of Jake because he's awfully cute. And the Guide Dogs provides a lot of support for puppy raisers. They provide classes. They provide outings where the puppy raisers all get together and go to the tram or go to a boat ride in Lake Arrowhead. You can call at any time. They cover all the medical expenses, all the grooming and all of that. If you need to go away and the dog absolutely can't go with you, because we're encouraged to take the dog everywhere we go. They will have them in the kennel or find a puppy sitter that's been a puppy raiser for as long as need be. And then at 18 to 24 months, we return those dogs back to Guide Dogs of the Desert, and they participate in 6 months of intensive training with an amazing GDMI, a guide dog mobility instructor. And then they're carefully matched with students based on agility, how tall the person is, how fast they walk, how active they are, where they live in the country, and their personality. And then the students come, only 5 or 6 students per class, and we have about 4 a year. And they intensively train for 28 days, and then they take their guide dog home with them. And then if they need anything, they give us a call and we help them with whatever else we need through the lifespan of the dog.
Now, where is your facility?
Well, we're in Whitewater. However, everybody kind of goes, oh, that's kind of far. It's really not that far. If you're going toward Los Angeles on the 10, if you take Highway 62, there's a stoplight almost as soon as you take the off ramp. And if you go to the left, follow the signs. We're way up on the hill. We have a beautiful view. We have kennels on one side and the administration and the dorms on the other side. And we offer tours. I'd love for
Just
you
gonna
all
ask you that.
to come up and take a tour of the facility because it's really pretty amazing. Tuesdays or Thursdays, you have my card. Please feel free to give me a call and we can arrange something. But it's a phenomenal organization. And we just want more people to know
Mhm.
the great work that's being done there, because the perception is not the reality. of
What's the
how hard it works.
primary source of funding for it?
Private donation.
Really? Wow. So it takes about 2.5 years if you take a puppy from birth
Right,
to release to.
to
Work,
a visually impaired.
And are you working with anything other than sight impaired guide dogs? Like
Well, that's,
I know emotional support dogs are a big thing right now,
Right.
but there's a lot of different kinds of
Right.
support dogs.
that goes to your point. There are some dogs that simply are not well suited to guide work.
I have one of those.
And they,
Cute though.
and they may just decide that they don't want to be a guide dog because the dogs have definite plans, let me tell you.
Yep.
But we have someone who works with our dogs that don't make guide dog. They don't usually determine that until they're
Mhm.
the in-training process to see what's going on. We've had dogs, for instance, that go crazy over squirrels. Well, that's not a good, that doesn't bode well for
Right.
the visually impaired, for them to be taken off. So Kobe is a former police captain, I believe,
Mhm.
and she has a large area out in Cherry Valley, toward Cherry Valley. And we have started a canine support program. And those dogs are often going to Border Patrol, fire departments, police departments. We had a dog that from the Garden Grove Police Department has one of our dogs. They took the dog to Uvalde when the shootings happened.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We had one of our dogs from a police station go to the Capitol riots. And they provide support. So Kobe trains them, and if they can provide any other kind of police work, that's possible too. So those are where most of our dogs end up, if not because they're well
Municipal
behaved.
services, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. As opposed to like Orkin, where they have the beagles that come and sniff and know if you have bed bugs, right?
Right, exactly.
You don't have your animals doing anything like that.
I think
Or
Kobe
possible.
on occasion has a dog
Okay.
that might
Yeah.
be able to do some other kind of police work.
So it's a multifaceted feeder program then.
Right,
If the
exactly.
dogs don't work out, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so we really have a wide span of things. We raise labs
Mhm.
and poodles at this point,
Mhm.
standard poodles.
Poodles
Like
are so
Jake.
smart, my God.
They're very
Well,
smart.
and I have to tell you, our GDMI trainer, Michael Anna, says, she says, there's a big difference between the labs and the poodles, because the labs will just lead. And they kind of do, you know, she said, a poodle will lead and know everything that's going on around it. In addition to leading
Yeah.
just fine. So they're incredibly smart. And so
Are they using doodles yet? I mean, the doodles are smart too, but a lot of them are very playful
they are,
and they're strong-willed.
right,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But that kind of describes the poodle part of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
really well. And what you said about the vest, Jake's 9 months old now, just 9 months old. And I'll tell you, when I put his training vest on, he acts totally differently.
They're happy to work.
Yeah,
You see them go from a puppy to an animal that's happy to work
Wow.
and be of service, and
That's
that
awesome.
is-
But-
It's a beautiful thing.
but the minute you take the vest off,
They're
yeah,
puppies.
they're,
they're like, woo, party time. You know?
I don't think there's any, I think, obviously, this is a
yes.
wonderful organization and well worth being promoted.
What's your
so-
intention from a time period? Would you
Well-
want to do it every week? Would you want to do it periodically? How would-
I'd like to start with once a month. Only because my volunteers are relatively new. And I will be doing all of the events for a while until I can manage to get people that we know will do that. And we'll occasionally have some dogs with us.
Oh, that's great.
Mostly puppy raisers who come to Village Fest that we ask, could you come by and hang around for a little bit at the table? Or if anybody asks about your dog, send them our way.
Will you have dogs there?
That's what she just.
Well, just, yeah, the puppy
Maybe the
raisers.
puppies, yeah, okay.
The puppy raisers that have dogs will stop by. We occasionally have, on the paper flyer, that dog is Alex. On the back, the last sheet, the big sheet, yeah. That
Okay.
dog is Alex.
Oh.
And he is that's Professor Alex, and he's the dean of canine studies.
Oh, yeah.
He was not able to be a full guide dog because he's tremendously allergic.
Oh.
So Alex became kind of the mascot,
Okay.
and he actually goes and plays with puppies. One time Jake was, because I take Jake to work with me every day. Jake was bouncing off the walls. So Michael Anna brought Alex over, and Alex, they went outside. She said, I'm gonna let them off leash and let Alex do some work with him. So as long as he was behaving appropriately, Alex would play with him. The minute he got too crazy, Alex would turn around and go the other way and lay like, not till you can behave.
Is this by chance Annie? Is
Frighteningly
that Annie?
small.
I don't know for sure.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
looks,
know.
it sure looks
Looks
like
like,
her.
yeah,
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah.
All right, well, this is a wonderful thing, and thank you for what you do.
So, Thank you for
Without
having
further ado,
I move.
okay, so moved by Board Member Roberts,
I'll second.
seconded by Board Member Garten, all in favor?
Aye.
None opposed. Welcome to the Village Fest
Thank you so
family.
much.
Thank you.
And
Thanks for
Appreciate
I will say congratulations, I'll instead say thank you for what
Yes.
you do.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you
See
so
you on the
much.
street.
I'm really loving my job,
You're
and
doing a wonderful thing.
we're
like it.
anxious to. And I would really love for you to all to come up and take a tour.
Yes.
It's very, very fun.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
All the best to you. Okay, is it, there's no one up here.
No one else.
No, I was just gonna present on this one.
Oh, okay. Can we call you Michelle Slowey or
By
just
all
call you Jasmine? Jasmine speaking for Michelle Slowey of J&M Film Resins, art preserving motion picture film in acrylic resin.
What I have for you. Are you on 5?
NRG radio.
David Reese?
Are you doing the radio? And
Flyby is J&M Film Resins unless I printed this and you changed it.
before was changed.
Okay, so that should be off?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. They didn't want to take the drive here, so.
I'm not blaming this weather. Okay. Energy Radio, David Reese, the corporate sponsor. I remember that we did discuss this a little bit at one
Yes.
point, yeah, so.
Yes.
Tell us,
Okay, so we have a proposal from a local radio station, 100.9, which is
I'm gonna give
the
you my.
Thanks.
Okay.
Desert Dance Station, who would like to do a corporate sponsorship. So in our current fee schedule, we do have that as an option under the board's discretion to allow for some sort of corporate sponsorship. What we've done in the past, which seems to have worked, is basically a bit of exchange of services. So they're willing to provide us some spots on the radio
Nice.
to advertise Village Fest in exchange for their fee to participate with Village Fest. We know we've talked a little bit about marketing and ways to increase marketing and things of that nature. So we did think this was a good opportunity. We wanted to bring it before you so that you could talk a little bit about what that looks like for you and if you deem it an appropriate business venture for Village Fest and how you would like us to move forward. In the past, we've asked them to kind of break it down. We provide them what their fee would be, and then they provide us, you know, based on, say, it's $1,000 for a month, which it possibly could be because it'd be a corporate or they would be a commercial vendor. What that looks like in terms of how many radio spots or what to kind of balance it out so that we're also getting back the funds just in a different way instead of dollars.
So we borrow value for value.
Exactly.
Excellent, okay. And is Energy Radio, is that a local radio station? Is it something you hear when you're driving in your car?
It is a
it
local
an
radio
internet?
station.
Is it an internet?
You
radio
know the
station?
call numbers, AM, FM?
It's FM.
FM.
109, 100.9 FM.
Great. Questions, board members?
I don't see why this wouldn't just be accepted. I mean, obviously, we love any kind of advertisement that we can get about Village Fest if it's not gonna cost us anything. I
The
think
more
this-
media presence, the better.
Well, I would like to understand what we're getting versus how many spots we get. Can we change the spots? Can we, you know,
Yeah,
make
they
them,
are they gonna announce
specific
at
to-
3 AM in the morning?
yeah,
Is it at their will, or is it?
Yes.
Or is there already a schedule or anything, any further?
So if the board deems it's appropriate, staff will continue to negotiate with them
Okay,
and actually get a breakdown of what spots they'd be willing to offer us and at what cost, so that it is a basic cost or exchange of services.
I would hope
And then I
that
could provide that to you all.
board member Ramirez could use this as a marketing.
Yeah, I think this would be a great-
Opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm all in favor of this. I think. It would
I
be
do
great.
too.
Okay, so if I could get a vote on it, staff will get some more information that outlines the spots in which they'd be able to provide us, how long the spots would be, and we'll pass that on to the board.
if I can just a quick question to the board. Is everyone here comfortable with approving it now, and then Jasmine will deal with, you know, the times and things that come back to us? Or do you want to conditionally approve it, awaiting seeing that schedule? I just want to understand, we're gonna put on the spot, that's all.
I think
I'm
it
not
should
for or
be,
against.
I mean, I think we're ultimately gonna approve it, but I think it should be conditional at this point and give Jasmine that negotiating ability.
Is that, does that work for you? Is that?
Absolutely.
is that what you were- Okay.
Does that work for everybody?
Yes, I think in theory it's right, but we may want to negotiate. a little
Right.
bit.
So I'll make a motion, then I will make a motion that we approve for staff to work with Energy Radio and come back to us with a better understanding of their offering, you know, their offering times and schedule and the like. And but that we don't have a problem with this, you know, we approve the
Okay.
bartering, absolutely. And that before we approve them to come on the street, we would just like to make sure that we get the right,
Absolutely.
I guess, bang for our buck.
Okay.
I second all of that.
Gotcha.
Okay, all right, so that's my motion, seconded by board member Gorton, all in favor?
Aye.
Perfect, okay. Congratulations, Jasmine, and welcome to the Village Fest. We can say to everyone else, but- okay, great. So without further ado. All right, any unfinished business for us?
We do not have any.
I have, well, does it go in here or where does it go? We're supposed to set a date with the facilitator and a date for our offsite. Where would we talk about that? Would that be here? Or,
Well, I was gonna bring it up during board,
Okay, good.
board
okay,
or staff reports. but
okay, so
looks like that-
seeing no unfinished business, is there any new business?
We have none.
Any reports or requests from? No, okay. Any comments from the board? Ooh, the lights went out.
I'm out.
Tonight, the lights went out indoors. I can say one.
I know, right? Like it's time to go home.
There.
Maybe it's just we were moving enough.
She's-
Around in there.
That's not it. It says time to stand up. I always wondered why it says time to stand up. So you want to turn the lights back on. Okay, so any reports from the board or requests?
I only have one thing to say, over the holiday period, I was at several parties. And in several cases, city council people were in attendance, specifically Lisa and Grace, who I know. The topic of Village Fest came up and they wanted to discuss and talk, and they both said at some point they would love to walk Village Fest with some of us. Now, I know we have to worry about constituting a board meeting and keeping that small, but I just felt like that was a tremendous opportunity
Mhm.
to use those people and take them out and show the great work that's being done. So I throw that out there. I'll be glad to facilitate however you would like, but
That's great.
I love that idea. I
Me
think,
too.
I think it would be good if we just had a little meeting of the minds to understand, like, what are the kinds of things that we want to not only highlight to them, but are there any challenges that's our opportunity?
or needs, do we need it?
Yeah, or wants.
We
or-
talked
yeah,
about budgets. and-
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great opportunity for us as well.
Great.
Thank you, Greg.
Good PR work.
Yeah, great word on vacation. I also wanted to bring up a point. I know, pre-holiday, we were talking about, in regards to food vendors and the food trucks and the generators. I know that was kind of an issue that we had seen in the past of actually having physical food trucks now versus stands and having full-on generators. I know there was kind of a idea going around of having a designated area for food trucks that's away from the street where it's not noisy, where the fumes of those, you know, more powerful generators, I guess, are away from that street. I'm not sure if that's something that we wanted to discuss as far as moving forward, if we are getting more food trucks. I know we did have one today.
I think staff has kind of expressed our challenges with food courts and generators. I do think that it is an opportunity to have a larger conversation of what that looks like in terms of, you know, just the future kind of is heading towards food trucks. Our current food location is not applicable to food trucks. It's just, it's on the street. We are very bothersome to restaurants and merchants. So if we want to have a further conversation on what moving the food court would look like, I think staff would be open to that conversation. There is a process of what that looks like in terms of if the board decides this is an avenue we want to consider further. We do have to have further conversation with the Main Street Association and anybody else who may be positively or negatively impacted by such a move. So it does, we are happy to agendize that item and we can have a further conversation on it if that's what the board would like.
Well, before we actually go down that route, is it feasible? I guess is my question. Is there a space that's feasible to still be contiguous to VillageFest where we wouldn't be in front of vendors?
Museum Way.
But Museum Way is already
It has restaurants.
Well, that's got, if you go down, it adjacent to the park and the Maryland statue, I mean, it's leading toward the art museum. So there are no businesses on either side of that.
I think isn't
Is it Bellardo? Are you talking about Bellardo?
No, I'm talking about, we
Leading
have
up to Maryland.
the farmer's market right now.
behind Maryland toward the
Exactly.
museum?
Oh,
In between Maryland and
Yes,
gotcha.
and museum. Is that feasible?
That's doable.
and there's no, it doesn't bother you. There's just a park and the graffiti park, the babies.
Yeah.
And I like that because it's area to spread out. and have
Yes,
People sit
and
down.
people would know
Yes.
that that's,
I like
Yeah.
that.
and the park is there. We could
That's
have.
a great idea.
Yeah, I
We
think that's
definitely have
been,
further conversation.
People that clean up the park will be happy with that because of the food waste, I'm sure, in their trash cans. That's a great idea. Yeah, because then I would say, yes, I'm all for having that discussion because we do actually have a potential option there.
So would you like us to add it to your next agenda, or would you like to have this discussion at your board retreat?
Can we talk about it at the board retreat
I
and
would like that.
and is Joy going to be involved in the board retreat?
I hope so.
Usually
As soon
is.
as we solidify a date, I want to make sure she's aware of
Okay.
it and can get her on her.
Yeah, so if you could just make her aware of that we're gonna have that discussion, so she's prepared rather than we bring it up cold and then she says, well, I'll have to go back and talk to my organization, you know, it'd be
Gotcha.
nice if we can actually action things.
Make some
there.
decisions.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Okay, we will get that added to you, that agenda.
great idea. And as far as the offsite goes, are we calling it an offsite or what's the
Absolutely.
session? Okay. We will be meeting with the facilitator. Actually, we will be, that was the plan. And if you guys have anything that you would like to have on the agenda for that session, we do have your report on the food courts and I mean, on attracting and retaining vendors. Is there anything else that we want?
Well, you had a long list.
We had a long.
I had sent a list, yeah, to
We
you
have that.
guys, and
And maybe
is
that-
there anything more?
Can we
that-
send it to them so they can look at the
Absolutely.
other board members so they can take a look at it?
Just so you know, thanks to Faith for sending me the most recent cut of the
Yes,
data.
yeah, I was on. the-
And I've worked on that and there's 15 slides. But it's really a lot of very good information, in my opinion.
Good, okay.
I don't know how deep we want to drill down, but I think we will all find it to be very telling, you know, what the lay of the land really looks like.
Well, that's important information.
And The other frustration or angst I have is David's not here, but I haven't heard from him. He was on the committee and.
Yeah.
I would invite anybody else who wants.
John was on the committee.
Who anybody else who
Leaving
wants to
you.
participate in this.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be the Greg Roberts show.
But
You
you've
know.
done all the work.
Well, yeah, but it's a team effort too,
Well,
so.
we'll all listen to your reports.
Do you actually need help though, I guess, to prepare before the meeting, or do you want us to join in with you starting from the meeting onward?
It doesn't matter. I mean, I know the data, I put it
Yeah.
together but I don't want it to be exclusively. My show.
I hear you, okay.
Is-
all right, yeah.
But that's a valuable service you've done. So we
Well-
can all understand it, but you'll do the presentation. You've done all the data.
I'll be glad
collection,
to,
so
and.
Awesome.
I think it will stimulate a lot of conversation. I was quite amazed.
Thanks.
I think that'd be perfect. for
So do we
retreat.
have a date for when we're getting together?
Well, we don't. Because I was working with Ellen on available dates for the retreat, so I wanted to make sure the date was okay with the board before we set our meeting to set the agenda with her.
Sure.
Okay.
So right now we've got it for Friday, January the 27th.
Oh. Ow. Okay.
That's,
Yeah, I had the
wait,
20th.
that's the
but
meeting
then
with the facilitator, or
Yes.
that's the actual site?
That's the actual
So,
board
okay, I have,
retreat date.
I can change it, but I'm working the art party at the museum. On that day, but I can get out of
What
that.
time is it in the
Yeah,
morning,
is there
right?
a time?
Yeah, well. so
That's
in the-
Friday. It's a Friday.
It was
Yes,
usually in the
okay.
morning.
Mhm. So we normally start in the morning and probably end, maybe 2, 3-ish.
Okay, like what time would we start?
I'm gonna say 9 because
Okay.
Faith will have to work the night before.
Okay. That works for me.
Okay.
Here,
It'll be at the convention center in their boardroom.
So it'll be on the 27th.
Yes,
So from like 9 to.
It's not the best date for me, but I can deal with it.
okay,
Not
sorry.
to-
No,
two or
it's not
three.
terrible.
I don't want to go too far into
Yeah.
February because then
Yeah.
I feel like we're starting to
Yeah.
miss some of the season to
Yeah,
have.
no, if it works for everybody, then I can do it. Otherwise, anytime the following week looks like it works for me too. I'm having guests that, I think they're leaving that morning.
I have guests that are leaving that morning too, so
So how early would we be starting?
9 o'clock.
Can we do 9?
Yeah.
We could shift it a little bit later.
9 works for me.
You guys.
yes,
Yeah, that works.
Can you just email Julie and
Absolutely.
David and
Mhm.
ask them as
And
well?
can we get just like a little blurb, like where in the convention center we're
Absolutely.
gonna meet?
Mhm.
Yeah. Great. I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, there's a lot to discuss.
And it seems like I did want to ask this. Do we have a category for personal care products? Because we're getting more.
We don't have a breakdown, so specifically for personal care.
Okay.
What we do have is,
What does it fall under?
and it falls under arts and craft. You have to hand make it yourself.
Okay.
Mhm.
And within arts and crafts, we do have subcategories, though, right? Like
Correct.
jewelry and the like, but we don't have one for personal care.
We do. Mhm.
Oh, we do.
In our subcategories, but that's
Oh, okay.
more
I
of
just
a,
want to make sure that we can track it.
yeah,
Only because I'm seeing more
Mhm.
vendors now. It just seems like, I didn't hear a lot about that, originally, and now I've been seeing them lately.
You
Yeah.
have that data, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
that's all I had under staff.
Okay. Is there any historical information that can be shared, which is like, what's the original charter of Village Fest? What do we endeavor to accomplish type of thing, to give everybody the spirit, since there's. a
that's
number people
part of this. I put that all in the slide presentation,
Okay.
the
Oh,
charter and.
Great.
Well, then I'll just mark that off.
It's all.
Okay, then I'll just say, great minds think alike, and I'll leave it at that, and we'll move on.
Going over some procedural things like the Brown Act and.
I hope so.
That's important.
It's very important. And I think we added, or one of us added, what are the criteria for board members making decisions about vendors?
To approve vendors,
Not
yeah.
personal,
Mhm.
Yeah.
not I like it or I don't like it, but
Right.
how does it, what criteria?
And
is
they
it?
vary by category, and I think that we have all kind of caught on to that organically, to be honest.
Mhm.
I'm still not 100% clear, and I'm here for you, so.
I'm just glad.
I'm
that
embarrassed
the-
to say that.
I'm just glad that the.
And I'm saying it in
website
front of the
didn't
world,
come
now that we're being
to
televised.
Hollywood.
So, we have, so that'll be on the Friday, the 27th, which means that we would meet with the facilitator.
Prior to, so once I
How
have
long is
this,
she gonna need? Shouldn't need at least a week to plan, right? Maybe even longer.
yeah, I'll try and get
But
it
she's
set
got a
for
real
early
life.
next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And so are we gonna have a call with her, or are we gonna meet once she absorbs stuff from you and comes back with something?
No, I'm gonna set a meeting for the four of us to
Okay,
sit with her. I'm gonna
Perfect.
send her the kind of tentative agenda of things that the board
Perfect.
wants to
great.
review, and then she'll help us kind of outline it to make sure it runs smoothly. I probably would suggest that board member Roberts' report goes really early, because I think he's gonna have a lot of valuable information that will help us the rest of the day, kind of make some decisions, or provide us some paths forward of things we want to look at.
If you would let me know if a PowerPoint presentation
Can make that
on a
happen.
stick is fine, if that,
We'll bring our work computer and they'll have a screen for us.
Okay. And that's a good idea, because it'll circumvent doubling efforts on, people bringing things up and go, no, that's gonna be talked about later.
Right.
So the prior week, the week of the 16th, the only thing I have that I cannot change is Monday, the 16th, in the morning until about noon. I have oral surgery. I know, I had eye surgery and I have oral surgery. They're just turning me into a bionic man. As you notice, no more eyeglasses. It's weird. Because then I look at them and I'm like, I want a pair of those. I have nothing. I have no.
I am coveting
I have
those, by the
nothing on my face.
So you'll have to just shoot me sometimes, because I volunteer at the museum.
I'll send you some
Several.
options,
Yeah, okay, great.
not including the Monday the 16th.
That's the only day I can,
And I'm gonna get back to you very soon, within a day or two, and let you know whether or not I can definitely do the 27th. Yeah, just check and see what my schedule is.
Okay. Let me know.
Village Fest looks great, by the way,
Oh,
it's
it does.
filling up.
Yeah.
it's
Yes, oh my
just-
God, right?
It
Town
is.
is hopping.
It is great,
Nice.
it is back.
Yeah.
And the social is quite active as far as people messaging and
Good.
hopefully directing, and I've referred a lot of people to contact the office directly.
Yeah, you do such a good job with it. You really do.
Thank you for that, Chris.
Could be a lot better though, as far as just a lot more cadence of posting and things like that throughout the week, but it's a good start for now.
And I don't have to worry about dinner now.
I was going home with lunch and dinner for the
Yeah.
next couple of days. Stack the
Okay,
deal.
so I guess we can end the meeting.
We have to adjourn.
Reports.
Oh, I am so
Yeah,
sorry.
that's
Okay.
fine.
And then the.
Okay. No mainstream comments unless it's Joyce not on the,
No,
Sit
we
down.
didn't have anyone come on.
okay. Subcommittee reports, we have that one from Greg that we'll discuss at our offsite. Any staff reports? Okay, then, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn. You guys aren't quick enough.
Okay, so moved by board member Barton, seconded by board member Ramirez. All in favor, aye. Opposed.
It's so nice to be back.
It was great. It was great.
It's just being able to touch those, the woven
yes.
scarves and taste the.
Wasn't that
food
stuff
and-
beautiful?
Oh, it's
Those scars were
gorgeous.
gonna mean nothing to us on screen.
Mhm.
I will tell you that.
No.
They'll look like every other scar.
No.
We've adjourned, but I told Chris,